The Fable of the Dragon. This one's going to be a puzzler, my friend. The path to master scribing seems to be a winding one, eh? Fable upon fable. Except, I know I've heard the story of Misby before, and when I paged through earlier, it seemed off. Missing something. Not quite right. It stood out because we found copies of the Fable of the Dragon all over the library. We couldn't tell which one was Ulfsild's annotated copy because, well, that's your thing. However, we did find an echo. I think it's about the dragon, but I could be wrong. I love puzzles, but Ulfsild's echo said some pretty cryptic stuff. It's in the first room straight ahead as soon as you enter the East Wing. Just let me know if I can be any help. The others and I are trying to look at the Fable of the Dragon the way you do. You know, deciphering locations from the text, in case you need our help. It started a few arguments, but I don't mind. Helps that I like the work. I love them. Julian hates them. Laren seems indifferent, and Nard says he likes them, but I think he was just trying to be nice. How do you feel about them? Do you like riddles? You seem the type. Even still, if you need my help or just want to talk some ideas over, come find me. From everything I've read so far, the dragon loves riddles the way the ones in the stories love gold.
On the path to ally with the dragon, you must choose your words carefully. If she asks if you are my inheritor, do not agree or disagree. Insist upon taking her trial. Then, seek my annotated fable as the meeting of many paths, a room full of doors with no hinges. On the path to ally with the dragon, you must choose your words carefully. If she asks if you are my inheritor, do not agree or disagree. Insist upon taking her trial. Seek my annotated fable at the meeting of many paths, a room full of doors with no hinges. A riddle indeed, the first of many. But I have faith you'll find your way.
You listened to the echo? I think she's talking about the portal room, but we searched it 3 times over. There's no fable in there. The antechamber to the main hall is a portal room, not just because it's convenient, but because it was easy. I could sense spell hooks aplenty in that room, dating back to Ulfsild's era. They used that chamber for the exact same purpose. Be good at what you do, my mother always used to say. Even if it's not your calling. Hang on, I didn't think about Ulfsild's lens. Maybe the book's hidden in there and you're the only one who could see it. I bet that's it. Go find out.
Circle around! At last. Let's see how clever you are, mortal. Mortal, let us dispense with pleasantries. You are here to master scribing, to amplify the power of the altar and walk in the footsteps of the archmagus Ulfsild. In short, her inheritor. Do I have that right? Fascinating. I sensed the power of the Indrik about you, so clearly you're here seeking my approval. In a way, that's acting as Ulfsild's inheritor. Can we at least agree on that? Very well. Have it your way. Inheritor or not, we'll have ample opportunity to see what kind of mind you have in there. Place my fable upon the dais to connect my wing to the Scholarium once more. We rejoin the Scholarium as it should be. Mortal! It's been some time since I had the pleasure of real conversation. I may have begun this relationship on the wrong wing. What do you say we begin again? I am the dragon, a being of purest magic, intellectual and enjoyer of riddles. I am endlessly fascinated by the world inside the mind, the universe within. And what are riddles but a shift in perspective? Even the smallest question can lead to an entirely new worldview, if asked at the right time. I want to see if you have a mind for riddles. I've written a series that will whet your appetite for greater challenges to come. If you can decipher all of them, oh, well done. But you need only complete those which most appeal to you. Ulfsild struggled with my puzzles alone. It was her choice, but it made her miserable. You, mortal, are welcome to confer with others to solve these riddles. Ulfsild's inheritor or not, this will be fascinating to watch. Good luck. Which riddles will you solve, huh? Which ones will you seek help to solve? Choices made are so instructive, so revealing. Don't you agree? If I must, the others are fine. Luminary. I've never been overly fond of that term. Ulfsild was insistent that for scholarship she needed a word, a way to refer to us. It suffices, I suppose. A pompous old goat with an inferiority complex. He is terrified the power we wield might be misused. He's spent centuries of existence wishing he, and by extension I, did not exist. We're immortal beings made from magic itself. What responsibilities do we have? To me, it seems irresponsible not to focus on intellectual pursuits, on improvements in thought. A grizzled old knight who's fallen from his horse one too many times. He's adopted the concept of justice, as if he's the only one of us with a moral compass. It would be pathetic, if not for his stewardship of that delightful little creature. A vacuous gasbag with pretensions of do-goodery. A limitless existence, unimaginable power, and the best he can think to do with it is slip sweets and coins into the pockets of the downtrodden. Even if your allies tell you the answers, you'll still need to complete the tasks yourself.
Attack!
You return. Echoes of your success precede you. Your choices, the riddles you sought solutions to, were quite instructive. Gave me an intriguing peek within your mind. Well done. Now, for a real challenge. If I am to lend my power to the altar, you must understand my thoughts as well. Riddles are a way to explore the way another creature thinks. A stone thrown into the pool of thought. That is your task, the challenge I put before you. Throw a stone. Construct a clever, devious riddle, exclusively for me. A shrewdly impossible riddle. One I cannot solve. And yes, the riddle must have an answer. You must understand me, how I think, so that you might craft a riddle I cannot unmake. I've already given you clues, but while Ulfseal toiled alone, that was her choice, one that spoke volumes. You should reach out to your knight, consult with the crow, Whatever you must to achieve the task I've put before you. With your allies at your side, seek understanding of my mind. Craft a riddle that will confound my thinking and ensure your success. I can, of course. But too much guidance and this exercise would be well and truly academic, wouldn't it? That's a very mortal viewpoint. Our minds are not so dissimilar. My origin may be more colorful than yours, true. But I promise you, I am no harder to understand than any other being you've encountered before. Just have a little faith in yourself. Firstly, that riddle has an answer. They disappeared. Secondly, riddles to which you do not know the true answer are not in the spirit of the trial. But then you already knew as much, mortal. What is the shape of your mind? I'm eager to see. I hope to learn about you by what you deem worthy of asking. There is beauty to this countenance, is there not? And as I could have chosen anything when I was formed, why would I not be this magnificent creature? Frankly, I think it's embarrassing that the others chose such pedestrian shapes. I exist because of a confluence of magic beyond the bounds of mortal influence. I was not born from a magical accident or a summoning gone awry. The ebb and flow of Aetherius and Nern were my parents. A small riddle for you then. Why was I born? Neither do I. That's why the mind fascinates me, mortal. It exists without purpose, but is beautiful in its complexity. And a riddle is a rock thrown into the pool of your contemplations. How could I not find that endlessly fascinating?
I've been dying to ask you about your trial. Please tell me the dragon gave you some sort of riddle to solve. I'm right here if you need me. Amazing, just like the fable. And do you remember when I said I thought part of it was missing? I think that was the missing piece. The dragon in the story asks Misby to come up with a riddle so clever, not even the gods could guess it. It's been years since I read it. I just can't remember. Wait, that's right. I didn't read it, I heard it. A Bandari trader, this old Jakajit that came through our village. No wonder none of the others here remembered wise Misby. A fantastic idea. Maybe it's transcribed somewhere. Let me ask around and see what I can find. In the meantime, you should talk to the crow. Ulfsild crafted an impossible riddle too, didn't she? I bet the crow could tell you how she managed hers.
That look on your face. The dragon gave you her trial, didn't she? She asked you to craft a riddle she can't solve. Just to warn you, there's no way the dragon will accept Ulfsild's riddle as your own. But I'm sure it would help to see the approach she took. Ulfsild left behind a number of notes. The dragon's trial was one that truly challenged her. That's excellent. I'd go looking for a focal point near the echo you accessed earlier. If I know Ulfsild, and I do, she'd have made sure her notes were somewhere nearby. I'll send Nalia your way if she comes looking for you. If you're hearing this, it means you've found my false book. Cleverly done. And I'm glad to see you're putting the true sight lens to good use. Even if I'm not literally there to see it. When the dragon gave me her trial, I was in the midst of research on the origins of the luminaries. These ideas mingled in ways I couldn't imagine. Answer a riddle, though I cannot hear what you say. What can you give and receive, but never borrow? Whatever your answer was, it was just one of many that might solve that simple question. I, in turn, might have said gratitude or affection. It's important that you learn from my mistakes before attempting to craft your riddle. I left behind notes on my process at Doval Shrine in Elsewhere. Hopefully they're still there, in a storage room behind the Dragon God training quarters. After all, what better place to hide something from a dragon? May the lens be your guide.
Adventurer! I found you! And here I was worried I'd be finding you at a dead end. What did Ulfsild's echo have to say? That's... wow, that's a long way from here. If you're up for it, how about I create a portal for us and come along? I can open the way for you if the trail leads somewhere else. I really do. Look, I know you can handle yourself even without a Knight of the Lamp. I'll focus on research and support. But this trial is fascinating. And if I can be of service, then... well, that's why I took up with the Order in the first place. This place is massive. Oh, and so beautiful. Go on ahead. I'll be right behind you. Laren would kill me if I didn't take a few rubbings before we leave. climbed up here. Full plate armor on.
Huge mistake.
Looks like you found something at least. Listen, I climbed plenty of trees back home, and I'm nothing if not committed. Let's not talk about it. Did you find Ulfsild's notes? Let me see. The luminaries all have different opinions on where they came from. They started arguing, and to keep peace, she decided to try a different riddle. So she left her thinking... Wait. Really? Sunamir, the study, the ruins where you and I met. That was Ulfsild's study. Huh. If she has any notes on what she did next, what riddles she ended up giving the dragon, I bet they're at Sunamir. One portal to Ulfsild's ancient study coming right up. At least we won't have to do any climbing this time. Let's go. Sunamir. I wonder what it means. I never gave it a second thought before. That's right. This portal closed once I brought the others through. That Ulfsild echo is still quiet. Is there anything else hidden around here?
Follows in my footsteps. I leave behind a transcribed copy of Miss B's fable. This should help you on your quest. Look for the last of my notes in the remote holdfast of Paragon's remembrance. And good luck with the dragon.
I knew I wasn't crazy about Miss B. This is so interesting. Sounds like we're off to Paragon's remembrance in Hrothgar. Allow me, adventurer. Not quite the welcome I was expecting. This place must have been very different back in Ulfsild's time. I'll guard your backside. Head in, and I'll be right behind you. you are. Those are her notes. Let's get back to the Scalarium, and we can go over everything we found. That was certainly an adventure, wasn't it? A jaunt through ancient ruins to craft an unsolvable riddle. Not what I expected when I woke up this morning, but exactly what I needed. What was in her last notes? Anything that will help? Let's see. Ulfsild made a riddle that started a fight among the luminaries. Then she took cues from the Misby fable and tried to craft an impossible paradox. A paradox? Wait, could it be that simple? Ulfsild says here she told the dragon how to recognize her inheritor, but she told you not to say yes when the dragon asked. That's it! Ulfsild set this up for you all those years ago. Your riddle is, am I Ulfsild's inheritor? But that's just it! This riddle is perfect for her mind. She loves puzzles, twisting things around in her head. What's twistier than a paradox? That's it, I think. Go ask the dragon if you're Ulfsild's inheritor and complete that trial. This is what Ulfsild's notes were pointing to. I know it. After everything we've learned about her, I don't think she would have sent you on this tome chase for nothing. I know this is what she wanted you to do. But, just in case, good luck. Keep in mind, this is just what I think happened, all right? Ulfsild knew her days in the Scalarium were limited, so she left behind all these echoes, notes, and fables you found along the way. That worked for the other luminaries, who would test you on their own terms. But, by her own admission, Ulfsild struggled with the dragon's trial. She wanted to make sure whoever followed in her footsteps didn't have the same problem. Right. Ulfsild told the dragon signs to watch out for, so she would know for certain you were Ulfsild's inheritor. Then she left behind instructions for you, or someone like you, so you could make sure the dragon wouldn't know where you stood. Exactly. If the dragon says you're Ulfsild's inheritor, she answered your riddle. But you never claimed to be, which, from what Ulfsild told the dragon, means you are. It's a loop the dragon could run forever, the kind of puzzle she loves.
You return, carrying a riddle for me, I hope. I have been sitting here mulling what morsel you might lay at my feet, mortal. I honestly hope I am not disappointed. Out with it. What is your riddle? How do you know what Ulfsild told me? Unless you are her inheritor. You never claimed to be. Which, from what the Archmage said, would suggest you are. If you are, then I've definitively answered your riddle. Now, if the question has an answer, you haven't brought me an unsolvable riddle. But then that would mean you aren't her inheritor. And then how would you know what Ulfsild told me? And we're right back where we started. Clever. Very clever. I do. You have a mind for riddles. And even from all those years ago, it's clear Ulfsild wanted you to have my support. I find you worthy of my power. Take my sigil to the altar, inheritor. Or pretender. Whichever you are. Your wisdom and wit have proven your worth. Accept the power of the dragon, mortal. And may you prove clever enough in its use.
With that, the power of the dragon has been restored to the altar.
Did you pass the trial? That look on your face! The riddle did the trick! Congratulations! You can never be certain things will turn out in your favor where dragons are concerned. Even if she's not a traditional dragon. Hey now, this was a team effort. And of course, Ulfsild herself set the stage for our success all those years ago. My usual day is filled with protection, patrols, and portals. This was a nice break from the usual. Incredible. With the dragon's power amplifying the altar, who knows what secrets you'll uncover out there in the world. We pulled together, solved her puzzles, and followed fully in Ulfsild's footsteps. Not bad for a night's work.